Special event alert.
I took Sudafed and had to see the flight doc this morning, which is old school excuse number 3 for being late for Changeover, your weekly space news and variety show. I'm your host, Marty Smith, and I'm joined by Mr. History, Eric Perrott.
What's going on, guys?
Our man in the closet, Jake Wall.
It's good to see you guys.
And our very own pajama podcaster, Anna Mondragon.
Good to work from home. Good to see you.
Oh, yeah.
We're here to bring you the latest headlines and updates pertinent to all Guardians and to the other lower branches as well. So take your seats, get informed, and have a laugh as we present Late for Changeover.
Woo!
I should have went with Puzzle Princess.
Yes.
That would have been
Next
actually
time.
more appropriate. So Puzzle
And it applied
Princess.
to both of us.
That's what I'm going to put on.
Princess.
That's what I'm going to put on your cup. So when I send you your mug, you'll get Puzzle Princess.
You should go with Jake with plaid. That kid owns so much plaid, I can see it in the back of his closet. Plaid,
right here.
plaid,
Look
plaid,
at that.
plaid.
But it's the best sound broadcasting stuff you could ever put up. Absolutely. So, everyone
like
good?
that
Everyone
one.
have a good week,
Like that one.
Very good, very good.
except for Anna, who worked. Why did you work
10
so
hours.
long today? Why did you have a
10
10-hour
hours,
day
yeah.
today?
That's rough.
It was the end of a sprint. I don't know if you guys work in an agile.
Oh, all
Yeah.
pray to the agile god.
Yeah, I want to become
Our
a scrum
entire
master
schedule.
one
You
day.
can do that. I can't believe they hire people just to do that. That's insane.
Yeah,
But
just to organize chaos.
yeah, but
There you go.
if you're going to be
Puzzles.
a scrum master, you got to get that whole false motivation thing. Like, come on, everybody, let's do an icebreaker. Let's if you were a cat, what would be your favorite food? Go, Jake. Everybody's
Do
like,
your guys,
oh my god.
do they do that?
Kitty nibble, kitty nibble.
Most
Woo!
of the scrum masters I have are like, high school motivational speakers, and they're just
Oh
like,
my God.
come on, let's do a cheer. And they're like,
I
I'd be
was-
like, I'm out of here.
Get
Fuck it. I
this.
quit. I can't handle this bull.
pew, and your picks goes to
Tuna sensations. That's Jake's.
Consider this 2-minute warning. Done. 2 minutes, 2 weeks, whatever.
You are too happy. Get out of my face.
Oh, that
Yeah,
agile
exactly.
stuff is
Get out of here.
crazy driver. It is a
Yeah.
crazy driver. you know.
Especially at the end of the sprint, because
Oh,
you have
yeah.
a majority of your work done, except
You hope.
you have to document all your work. And you're like,
Um,
what did I do? I don't over these last 2 weeks.
Eric, have you ever had to do that? You probably never had to, but
Don't think so.
that's all the rage now. That's
Really?
that's what every company signs on is for this agile process.
Yeah, it's work in 2-week chunks. So it actually paces out the work nicely if you have a good scrum master, which I
still
do.
don't
As long as there's
understand
not a
the concept.
security incident or you didn't or you in-process somebody, Eric's job is done.
Yeah,
There's
that's
no
true.
agile
know.
anything. You just
I
like,
know. He has
security
lived
manager.
a charmed life, man. I'm telling
nobody broke into the skiff this week.
Good life.
Yay.
Now we did have
Life
plenty of
sprint is
false
complete.
alarms responding to
Well,
skiff
yeah.
alarms. Come on. On
Darn
a Saturday
big
and a Sunday. Crap.
you. But
Yeah.
yeah, it is a unholy driver of people sometimes.
So it's just one guy who becomes the company cheerleader, huh?
Well,
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
yes.
If
they
you're
piece
doing,
out work
yeah.
too.
And
Henry
he doesn't
does
actually
chores.
do anything, but he coordinates all the teams to finish their planning, and then kind of puts things together. Then you got to vote, and it's so dumb. I hate it.
Wow.
I hate it.
I
You getting
like
work done?
voting.
You like the voting?
No. Sounds like you don't get any work done. You
How's
guys
this
just
vote
stand around
going to turn
voting.
out?
Well, it's. I'll give you a little hint into one of these processes. This process, and it's a sound process, but sometimes it feels like it's too much. When you've got to take a couple days out of your work week to go plan,
Yeah.
that's when you're like, this is jump the shark. This is too much now.
Yeah.
That's in the
We're
background.
spending more time planning to plan than actually doing what the plan is. So anyway, that's what I think.
Didn't Mike Tyson say something like, "You have a"?
Is that my ass on national TV?
Dude, he had some
Why,
nice
yes, it
podcast.
was.
He had some nice podcast for an old man.
Is everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face.
In the
That's
face.
his.
Yeah.
That was his thing. So
Boink.
Or a bit in the ear.
or you drop
Yeah.
trowel and then nobody's playing
Oh, man.
stays together. So
Audrey and I were texting back and forth during that fight, during that whole thing.
yeah.
I was like, did you just see that? And she literally sent me a screenshot of it. I was like, oh, man.
whoa.
Man butt.
I was like,
Here's
that
some
a
man
girl.
butt for you.
Yep. She was doing it to harass me. She's like, oh, Dad'll love this.
Is it any surprise that your kids are exactly like you?
Oh, man. It's
Yeah.
hilarious, dude.
They're gonna torment you when you get old man.
Oh, I love it.
You know.
Cracks me up.
All right, let's get to the news, shall we? Before some of us can get back to our puzzles. If we
The
can.
news.
We got a cat's belly to complete tonight.
I got a bubble gum
Oh,
jar.
I was thinking that it's almost 2025, right?
Indeed.
You know when the Jetsons debuted? The Jetsons cartoon debuted in 1962 with flying cars, right?
Yeah.
So isn't it about time we had those damn things? Well, space.com has an article that shows that we may be getting closer to that very thing. So, yeah, meet Blackbird, a flying, I don't know why they call it a taxi, but it's going to be a car that you can change into anything that spins and moves in any direction with this new propulsion system. So, a new type of flying car could soon be ferrying passengers through the skies using a novel propulsion technology. On November 5th, Cyclotech, an Austrian company that builds flying car components, unveiled blueprints for its new Blackbird demonstrator aircraft, a flying car that uses a custom-made alternative to propellers. So I'll try to describe this, but then I have a video to show you. This is dubbed the Cyclo Rotor. This all-electric propulsion system is based on the principle of the Voith-Schneider propeller, or VSP, which is frequently used on tugboats and ferries. So essentially, they have propulsion coming from this motor, and then it has fins on the outside that can direct the propulsion wherever they want it to. That's essentially what it is. So they move it around. It's all electric, right? Right.
Okay.
So they can direct it up, down. They got ones that go left and right. So that's what this whole VSP propeller is. By moving the center around which the propeller blades spin, the aircraft can change its airspeed and direction. Cyclotech representative said in a statement, each propeller blade can also be angled to produce directional thrust, like the wing of an aircraft. It can be precisely aligned to send the aircraft in specific directions or rotate midair. This technology sets Blackbird apart from electric vertical takeoff and landing, or VTOL aircraft, such as those being tested by DARPA. And it's funny because Elon Musk was like, I don't see a future for VTOL. They're loud. Imagine you had all these things. It'd be so loud. And so Elon's not a proponent of VTOL aircraft.
And then we'd have like air charging stations, on platforms.
Oh, yeah. Right? Well, maybe. Yeah, maybe. At present, the model can support a maximum of 750 pounds and can fly at around 73 miles per hour. So it's not very fast. The team behind the Blackbird demonstrator aims to fly a full-size version of the aircraft in early 2025. All right, enough preamble. Let's show you what this thing's all about.
I don't even know how I feel about flying cars.
Well, check this out. This might change your mind.
How about we solve mass transit first?
I like that slide word.
Oh.
I know they put this whole thing together. Oops, sorry about that. There we go.
Check that thing out.
Yeah,
How do you
it's
get
sharp.
into that?
Cyclotech.
Right there. Look at that.
I'll be damned.
I already don't trust it.
It's a flying Tesla.
I trust that. I don't trust the person flying. I mean, I can't trust a person driving on, snowy streets. So
That definitely can't be on Uber XL. You can only get one person in there.
yeah.
And they've already test drove one of these things, and it went airborne.
No,
right?
they've hovered a model of it.
Okay.
Oh,
A half-size model of it. So, but see, that's how it's demonstrating the blades.
that's pretty cool, though.
Yeah. It gets even
I don't
better.
know how that would work. What kind of rotation would it need to do that, man?
I don't know.
Well, you got basically the tail rotor in there too.
Yeah.
So the two on each side are the engines, and then the tail rotors the directions.
See, they got two more to go left and right.
Mm.
Or spin around in a circle. Look at that.
Damn,
That
that's
makes
cool.
U-turns easier.
How they do this. Just driving out the driveway. But that would be cool to go straight line distance.
But what if it malfunctions and you just have this taxi that flies on your house,
Yeah, that's a good point.
into your house?
And I thought this part was a little funny because he's landing in rocks. Isn't that blowing air like at a crazy rate with those
It would
rocks?
have to be, right?
Just
Those
sandblast everybody. who's
turbines.
next. Yeah.
All the houses,
Yeah.
windows. Have y'all ever knocked a
And you guys know they have to
Into your
establish
window.
like air lanes, passing.
Yeah,
Well,
that'd be
all that
cool.
I mean, the
crap.
first thing you got to make an air cop, right? Because if you just had these guys unlicensed just flying around, who's going to catch them?
Yeah,
You know?
doesn't the local air traffic control have control of? Like, I can't
Airspace?
even fly drones close to my
Yeah.
house because
Yeah,
we're
that's
too
a good
close
point.
to the airport at times.
Right. That's a good
So
point.
you have a ceiling for drone, even small drones at my
Mhm.
house because of that.
Yeah, so they'd have to regulate it before they allowed anything to go to the common man.
Unless you want to be like one of those douchebag hot air guys that are just like, we're gonna go that way.
Well, I like the
Just
guys who like
move.
build their own, like the seat with the big swamp boat fan
Oh yeah,
behind
those
them.
guys are cool. Yeah.
And they have like it's like a
What are those called?
parachute
Those
or
are
something
freaking
like
Yeah,
that.
it's
that they
paragliding,
take up?
almost like
Yeah,
paragliding.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
paragliding. Those guys are all
Ultralight.
unlicensed. Yeah,
Ultralight,
ultralight.
yeah.
an ultralight.
But those guys are also, killing every fifth one. So maybe it
Nice.
takes care of itself. I guess. I don't know.
Running into a wall.
But it would be kind of cool,
Jeffrey.
kind of
Yeah.
neat to think about. I mean, I suppose our kids will be doing it. So maybe. I mean, it's been a while, but if
No.
government regulation gets in it, it's going to be forever.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
You
never
got
going to
basically
allow.
the next 8 years, Trump's 4 and the following 4.
Yeah,
Not that he'll be
yeah,
a president,
yeah.
but his policies will stay. in
Yeah, that's
effect.
right. So thought that was pretty cool, especially Space.com carried it. So
Right.
we'll see.
That's pretty
We'll
neat.
see.
I
But
Way of
that's
the future.
the rotation blows me away though. It's got to rotate at some astronomical speed.
to push enough, thrust.
Yeah.
Even from 4 little things to push you up, right?
Yep.
So
I'd
but I
rather
thought it
be
was pretty cool.
beamed,
You'd rather be what?
beamed, like beam me up, Scotty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Scotty.
I want to fly
Like-
through air.
Mhm.
Like the fly. Just make sure nothing's in there, just like Jeff Goldblum
Ooh.
didn't make sure. And look what
Turned
happened.
into a
I
fly.
watched that in
Yeah.
October. I didn't realize I forgot how disgusting it was.
It's disgusting. Yeah, especially when he's finally just like slobbering like a fly face, and Gina Davis is in there with him, and
Oof.
yeah, it was bad. Well, last couple episodes we've had some kind of bad stories, right? We've had theft, fraud, people going to jail, maintainer mishaps, right? Well, not this episode. This
Love
episode's
our
a
memory.
positive episode. All right. So we have some good news for a change, like this one. This story. We'll see how this.
Yes.
Comes out. Whoops. Sorry.
Yeah, I like
Flipping
the-
you guys.
I like
Oh,
the
yeah,
title.
man.
So this from
Oh.
Task and Purpose. Junior enlisted troops are set to receive major pay increase in 2025. Now, I read this like it was a done deal. It's not a done deal. Still got to get voted on, right?
What's major? Is it like 2.5% or something?
I will tell you. Well, that's what we were used to getting. Not even cost of
Yeah,
living.
exactly.
increase,
The
right?
highest one we got was like a 3.2 or something.
It's like, look at this.
Like, look at
Almost-
that.
Yeah, but
$10
the retention
a
and
month.
recruitment is the big deal here. I'm telling you.
Yeah, right.
They're going to pay you more to come in.
Junior enlisted service members will see a 14.5% pay increase in the next year in the latest effort to address cost of living concerns and boost enlistment and retention inside the ranks. The pay boost comes as part of a deal by the Senate and House Armed Services Committees to finalize policies in the National Defense Authorization Act of fiscal year 2025. The negotiated deal, announced on Saturday, December 7th, reconciles differing policy points in the $883.7 billion Defense Act, including topics pertaining to pay and housing. According to the new language, all troops are set for a pay increase, with base pay going up by 4.5%. So everybody's getting that. Additionally, junior enlisted troops E1 to E4 will see an additional 10% increase to their base pay, effective April 1st, 2025. But this deal still has to be approved. It still has to be approved by Congress. So, but if it is approved by Congress, the lower enlisted would pocket a substantially larger income. For junior enlisted troops, it could see them earn several thousands more per year, depending on service and their time in the ranks. Many lower ranking enlisted troops earn less than $30,000 in base pay currently.
Get them off food stamps.
Well, yeah, right. We've done all those stories, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know how they do that. Remember when we talked about if you raise them up, what's a staff sergeant pay? Aren't they like right there? You know.
And what's considered junior enlisted these days, right?
E1 to E4, right? At least according to this article, they're saying E1 to E4. So if you bump an E4's pay up to close to an E5, that throws a whole scale off, right? It would seem.
Yeah, I think what you'd end up doing is probably getting them that 2.5, and everybody else gets the 14 below.
Oh, maybe.
So they still get
a
slight raise,
right?
Just to keep them in a competitive margin.
Well, sure. I mean, they get the raise, then they get the wife, and then they get the kid, and then they get out of housing, and then they're like, oh shit, this is a lot more expensive to live off base. And you're like, yeah, you dummy, you should have.
Why do they put it in the news? Like, stop putting it in the news.
Recruitment. You know,
just put it in the actual like NDA. Don't talk about it and let it pass.
Oh, they got to talk about it. They got to win points.
Look what I did.
Yeah, look at this. I got 10% more for these guys. So, this is all part of the Service Member Quality of Life Improvement and National Defense Authorization Act of fiscal year 2025. Overall base pay increase not as high as the previous year's 5.2% bump, but the additional hike for the lower ranks is significant. The combined rates will bring in between $3,000 to $6,000, depending on certain factors, and could give some E4s more than $40,000 in base pay.
Good. They need it. They do. They don't have enough to live on right now.
Now they throw that out in $40,000 in base pay, but then there's COLA and there's all the other benefits that they got. Taxes is a big one, right? They only have to pay.
Oh yeah, because that might raise them a tax bracket.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So absolutely. You might get a 10% raise in base pay, but you'll go from the 12% tax bracket to the 19 to 20% tax bracket.
They snatch that right
so
back.
You don't get anything.
And more.
Oh yeah, we'll give you a pay increase, but we'll get returns on that.
Oh, we'll take it right back. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Can't win for losing, man.
Alongside base pay increases, other measures in the massive Defense Act cover matters tied to the cost of living. The deal calls for the construction of new family housing across the military branches, as well as for improvements to existing units. Approximately $1.8 billion will be directed towards construction and maintenance. The final NDAA still is pending full congressional approval, and Congress is expected to vote on the NDAA before the end of the year. So, where was it? Where would we do the story where they were living in the trailers? Was that at Edwards? Was that
California?
Edwards? Yeah, they were
California.
living in not necessarily fam camp, but they were
Fam
living
camp.
in
No, they were.
their fifth wheels
Fam
and stuff
camp.
like that, right?
They have
it was fam camp.
Cannon. They have Cannon trailer parks, double wides.
Yep.
I say get rid of military housing. Nobody wants to live on military housing. Save that money and give it back to the troops.
Well, they were living out there in trailers because there was no military housing.
Yeah, there's no military housing,
and increased the amount of people out there.
Local economy. Yeah,
so too far off the installation.
Yeah, people just started living in the trailers. And it's like, God damn, man. So maybe they'll build some stuff in time for them to PCS to someplace else, right?
Who was it saying that they were renting their trailer once they got?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were PCS
Edwards?
and they were renting it because I think that was all. I think the story centered around Edwards
in that same one.
But you're right. There was other places that were low too because they haven't accommodated the increase in troops or mission when they put one out there at a base, and then all of a sudden you got more people, and they're like, "Oh shit, sorry about that. We didn't think about that one."
Well, the bottom line here is good news. If
that's great news.
Most guys they need the money, and I think that will help definitely with retention a little bit. I would think.
Yeah. I mean, who wants to? Like
above
we said,
the poverty line?
Who wants to make more than the worker at Robin Hood?
Yeah,
right.
at the BX, right? It's like, oh, I'm fucking working at Robin Hood. So good news for the Navy in this next story. This from Stripes.com. I wish
good news tonight.
So from Stripes.com, physically fit sailors may be exempt from body standards next year. Now, Jake, you probably never had a problem, and I know Eric, you probably never had a problem because you guys were tall enough. I was never tall enough, but I had
to be measured.
But I was too thick because the height weight standards that they pulled from the 50s or whatever it is.
BMI.
I mean, I was supposed to being 5'8". I think I was supposed to be like 165 or something like that. And I was like, I wasn't 165. That was what I was in high school. So I was
only supposed to be 190.
Yeah.
I wasn't
190.
Yeah.
I was supposed to have a 32-inch waist to max out my waist measurement. At 6'2", 32-inch. I was like, fuck, man, I haven't been a 32-inch waist since freaking high school. Like, get out of here.
Well, the Navy's trying this out. So the Navy in 2025 aims to cut some sailors a break if they cannot meet body assessment standards but can score high enough in the service's official physical exam. The Navy announced updates to its fitness enhancement program in a November 24th message, giving sailors who come up short on the service's body composition assessment standards an incentive for passing the fitness phase with a score of excellent, low, or higher. So I'm not sure how they grade it, but excellent, low, something, I don't know, what's that? 290 probably, and then you go up from there maybe. Sailors will be passed if they attain an excellent, low, or higher and will not be required to do the body composition assessment phase, the age-adjusted standards, or complete the fitness enhancement program according to the updated policy, which is great because that's so logical. It's like you're passing, you're acing your fit test. Let's see what your neck and waist are. Oh, you got to go to Fat Boy program now. It's like, hey, I passed it. And they're like,
does the same standard apply across the board? Young guys to older guys, your senior NCOs?
I think if you score that excellent, low, or higher, if you get up in that upper echelon.
I was just wondering if it was the same standard for them.
I'm sure it's age adjusted. Yeah, I'm sure it's age adjusted. Okay. Yeah, just like ours was, just like every services was. I think.
Okay.
So you have to pass the fit test first, or you just do a body comp first?
I think they got
the fit test.
No, if you pass the fit test, you don't have to do the body composition piece.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So it's an incentive. It's like, hey, because I knew some fat guys who could run like the wind. I don't know how they did it, but they had that little pot belly and they could just motor. And I was like, God damn. But they dreaded the waist and neck measurement. They could never pass.
It was a controlled fall, Marty. You just get the center of gravity slightly over
It's like
and then you just fall 2.5 miles.
He actually increases speed trying not to fall.
Got that weight forward. That's awesome.
Yep. Momentum's got me.
Guy's the fastest in the company. I don't know how he does it. The exemption recognizes that some sailors who do not meet the body composition standard are still able to maintain operational readiness. The exemption also aligns with Department of Defense policy. I'm not sure what that means, but to be eligible for the exemption, the sailor must perform the maximum number of push-ups, a timed forearm plank, and a timed run or alternate cardio.
Have y'all ever tried to do the time plank?
The time it hurt my shoulders.
I know, and you have to plank it out for 3 minutes, I think it is.
Oh, is that what it is?
Is it really 3 minutes?
That's a long time.
Yeah. I tried. Jeez. I think I got like to 2 something.
Can you sag or you can't sag? You got to keep like a straight.
You can't, for whatever reason, believe it or not, when you're planking, if you put your arms like that, you're stronger, you can hold it longer. But if you do this, that it's tougher. I don't know if it has something to do with the shoulders. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Can I rest my moobs on my elbows?
Oh. As long as you keep it straight back.
Be like, oh, I could do this all day.
But if that's their fit test, why does the Air Force get so much shit for their fit test? And I was like, that's what they do? They do push-ups and a plank? And then...
I wonder what the push-up...
Why are we unfairly getting shit? I don't understand. So...
I wonder what the minimum push-up is.
We're all guilty of it. We've seen Navy personnel that were clearly hired just for ballast purposes. Like, you're like, oh, yeah, you're definitely below decks.
Sailor Wall, are you starboard right now? Yeah. Please report to the starboard.
Please report center.
Oh. Weight distribution, please. Weight distribution.
Clear the way. Ballast coming through.
Okay, now we're good. The policy update is part of the Navy's Culture of Excellence 2.0 initiative. So I'm not sure what all the rest is part of that, but I wonder if they do this and they're good at it. Why wouldn't the other services do this too? You know, especially the Army. I mean, if the Army can pass that crazy 15 event PT test they got now. It's like, yeah, great, good. You know, good. Yeah. I mean, I don't care if you got a little belly on you or not. That's great. You know, go for it.
Yeah, if you're physically able to perform, what the hell?
Yeah, I mean,
question.
Can I ask a really dumb question? That I just
none of your questions are dumb. They're always
excited for it.
This is dumb. But
has anything to do with Summer Eve, does it?
No.
I've been doing my research. I'm ready for this.
Yes, it's still out there. I looked at Walmart. I was like, it is still there.
Right next to the lip smackers.
It's like yeast infection, like.
Nice.
Way to go, Eric. Now you just derailed.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Anyway,
sorry.
What's this question?
Each type of boat platform require a different weight, like a weight standard. So, like on a submarine, do you have to weigh a certain amount of weight?
Oh, I don't know.
Or
I don't.
I was just thinking of an aircraft, and you can only have so many poundages.
Well, that's true. I mean,
on the aircraft.
I'm sure submariners are pretty short, actually.
Are they really? I didn't know that.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I doubt there is. I think it's probably based on the number of personnel on the boat. You know what I mean? Not weight-wise.
Sure.
On the ship, I think it would be able to.
I'm sure it can accommodate enough.
As long as you move ensign ballast to the middle, keep it.
Yeah, exactly.
Those might be the best bunks. Who knows? I mean, you might be in the catbird seat there, right in the middle.
Ensign Smudge cannot be on our boat because he wears 250.
Yeah, exactly.
Smudge. Well, you know what? You know what weapon system doesn't have a weight class? Satellites. Satellites will take any shape or size.
And they'll custom the chair for you.
Well, the chairs do have a weight limit. That's true. I mean, you should see the MCS. The land of broken chairs grows daily. And nobody, they just push it down to the end of the hall and nobody takes it to like DRMO or nothing.
Yeah, it just sits in the hall.
Yeah, it just sits in the hall.
That always drives me nuts.
Do not sit on. Do not use.
I don't know who's
they're going to apply for a whole contract just to remove that shit. That's
yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, all right. Are you guys thinking about what to get your loved one for Christmas?
Which I still haven't come up with an answer to that.
Well, military.com may have an answer for you, Eric. So, because they are reporting on a new special edition Jeep Wrangler, which pays tribute to the classic 1941 Willys MB.
What is that? What's a Willys?
So it's the old Willys Jeep.
The old Willys Jeep.
I don't know what the MB is exactly, but in November, Jeep announced a special edition 2025 Wrangler to commemorate the original Jeep, the 1941 Willys MB. The new Willys 41 package features a hybrid 4xe drivetrain, olive drab paint, tan cloth seats, 33-inch tires, locking rear differential. Does anybody want a locking rear? Well, you got to get out. Is that what I'm thinking of?
Where you have to actually get out and do it at the wheel?
Yeah, we used to have a Scout that you had to do that to. It was like,
by the way, if I buy that for my wife, I'm divorced the next day.
Well, it's just an idea. It's just an idea. There's the Willys Jeep. Yeah, there's the Willys Jeep. Right.
It's like MASH.
As long as it came with a towel in the back, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Looks cold.
The origin story behind the Jeep is a company named Willys way back when was writing Depression-era economics down a long road to bankruptcy when all of a sudden a government contract appeared ahead. In July 1940, the U.S. military challenged 135 manufacturers. Do you think they had that many? It seems odd that they had that many manufacturers to build the best lightweight off-road recon vehicle in the world. Willys, Ford, and Bantam answered with vehicle prototypes that measured less than 75 inches long and 36 inches high, weighed less than 1,300 pounds, and can tackle any terrain on the path with four-wheel drive. At the end of testing, Willys reigned supreme with the MB Jeep. The previous struggling company churned out more than 360,000 of them from 1941 to 1945. The 2.2-liter Go Devil engine could travel at 65 miles per hour, cover 285 miles on a single 15-gallon tank of gas. Power reached all four wheels and their 6-inch wide tires via a three-speed transmission, a 2-speed transfer case, and Dana differentials at each end. The Wrangler 4xe Willys 41 Special Edition. It isn't as simple as the Willys Jeep. It weighs more than 5,000 pounds. There are LED lights in the cup holders. You can listen to satellite radio through 9 speakers and a subwoofer, and the computer hosts a suite of electronic safety features. So I tried to find.
I love that thing.
Yeah. I tried to find a better video than this, but this is the best one I could find. That's short. So
don't LED lights like blind your eyes? I don't want those in my cup holders.
They show you
LED lights are on everything. Oh, Eric, this is way better than the gunpowder scented candle.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, that's right. No, it was jet fuel scented candle.
What is that?
I mean, so much they've done all the paint.
Oh, it's electric.
Yeah, it's electric.
They're trying to sucker people into buying an electric Jeep.
I never liked the Jeep flat dashboard like that. Was never a fan of it.
Does it only come in electric?
It's pretty nice.
Marty, is it only electric?
I think so.
Guess.
I didn't do a lot of research on it.
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to scratch the surface.
So what is it, like 200,000?
Nice.
Something stupid.
No, it's I read
96.
some reviews on it, and a lot of people weren't all that happy about it. It looks great, but the power is not what you would think you would have in an electric vehicle, especially for a four-wheel drive. So a lot of reviewers were a little bit disappointed in the performance of it. So the 2025 Jeep Wrangler 4xe Willys 41 Special Edition. I did got to give it. It's got the longest effing name of a car that you
Of them all.
Suggested retail price of $59,930.
That's not
So,
bad.
yeah, I mean, Rubicons are going for more than
$60K.
that. Yeah. But, you'll go get that loaded Rubicon, and that's, what, 80, 85, something like that?
For sure.
It's
you're not finding
how much.
And the one you're buying for 50 right there is like 2 seats and a steering wheel.
Jeep's the equivalent of Harley. You got to spend at least 20 to 30K extra just to make it acceptable.
Yep.
Right.
You buy the initial Jeep or the initial Harley, you got to put all kinds of 20, 30K worth of accessories.
Well, and the price break, at least for Harley, is whatever, it's Sportster, and then, the next 20 grand, you jump up to the bigger bike. So, but this is a Wrangler, so that's kind of their lower model anyway. I mean, if you're going to buy one, that's kind of cool throwback paint and stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wonder it would be interesting to see what the performance is for a four-wheel drive electric. I guess it would be the same, right? It would still have more torque, just like electric vehicle. But I don't know. So there's your idea for Christmas from Jeep.
I love my wife when I get a new Jeep.
Just to say Jeep, Jeep, beep, beep.
That's the only reason.
That's the only reason.
And for the waves.
Jeep, Jeep, beep, beep.
The Jeep waves.
I always thought, getting a Jeep in Colorado would be great for like 4 months, and then you gotta have a top. But a beach Jeep, there ain't nothing. You never have to put a door on. You never have to put a top on.
Awesome. Yeah,
just let the seats get weathered on, that they hold on. They hold up. Awesome. That would be fun.
I like it.
So that's why I'm looking forward to going to the retirement community, just so I can get the golf cart to do that thing.
Oh yeah,
just drive around.
Join me.
The rain pelting me in my grizzled face.
Going Jeep, Jeep, beep, beep.
Yeah, and then I pull up and I puzzle until the rain stops.
Right
what
on.
better life could you have? So
it's a good one.
And then they're like, Jeep, Jeep, beep, beep. And he's like, oh, he's driving home.
Anna would definitely have a custom horn on hers.
Yes. It'd be like
I would record Anna's voice for my horn. That's every time I hit it, it would be her saying Jeep, Jeep, beep,
beep, beep, beep.
And
that's awesome.
A dark pink, camel pink. Right? Don't they have that gear that's like pink and camouflage?
Oh, you mean like the altered it's the same camouflage pattern, but it's like pink and gray or something like that. Yeah. Well, that would be unique. That would be
girls like it.
Yes.
Eric, I didn't even ask if you have history, but I assume that you do.
Why, yes, I do.
Oh,
that's a good one.
He needs no reminder.
So we're going way back.
Steady Eddie on that.
Way back to 1898.
Oh my!
Right, Spanish-American War, big time battle in Spain. Right. Okay. The Treaty of Peace between the United States of America and the Kingdom of Spain, commonly known as the Treaty of Paris of 1898, was signed by Spain and the United States on December 10th, 1898.
Wow.
That officially ended the Spanish-American War.
Huh.
Nice.
A long time ago.
Treaty came into effect on April 11th, 1899, when the documents for ratifications were exchanged. So this is what it did, which is pretty interesting.
Okay.
The Treaty of Paris marked the end of the Spanish Empire. Apart from some small holdings, it had a major cultural impact in Spain known as the Generation of 98. It marked the beginning of the United States as a world power. In the U.S., many supporters of the war opposed the treaty, which became one of the major issues in the election of 1900, when it was opposed by Democrat William Jennings Bryan, who opposed imperialism, and Republican President William McKinley, who supported the treaty. So in it, Spain had to give up Puerto Rico. They gave up the Philippines. They gave up.
We must have beat the crap out of them for them to give up territory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
wow. How did we work the Philippines into that whole thing? That's
we really cared about them.
So here we go.
Puerto Rico is like, okay, Puerto Rico's right off our coast. And
Spain relinquished all claim of sovereignty over and title to territories described there as the island of Puerto Rico and other islands now under Spanish sovereignty in the West Indies.
Wow.
The island of Guam and the Marianas, the
still got it, bitches.
Philippine Islands, and comprehending the islands lying within the following
strategic
the United States. The cession of the Philippines involved the compensation of $20 million from the United States to Spain. So we paid for the Philippines. Yeah.
That's a bargain, though. $20 million.
I mean, we still have 2 out of 3 of those territories, so pretty good.
Yeah. In 1898, man, it's been a while.
Apparently, we're dumping trash in one of them, so you know.
No, we went out to the
we don't let them
kill their dogs.
Well, that too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that too. I mean,
better though. It ended a conflict, which was nice, right?
That's amazing. I mean, that's one of the wars I know very little about. You know, it's,
well, it was between us and the Spanish, so that's about it.
That's all you need to know. Right over there.
But I
Marty,
do have to give
stretch surface.
I do have to give it to the Spanish. I don't know. Did they have an empire? I guess. I don't know if they had an empire.
Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah.
But what they did, they spread seed, boy, more than any other empire, boy.
Well, there was that agreement between the Spanish and the Portuguese early on that it was like anything below this meridian's yours and anything above is ours.
Oh, really? No
Yet
kidding.
to be discovered. Go for it. Japan, that's the Spanish. Below that, Portuguese or whatever it was.
Well, the Spaniards were huge, explorers. They were all over the place in the early 1700s.
They were more than just explorers. They were like explore and spread, boy. I mean, my mom is Filipino, and her maiden name is Ramos.
Oh,
like, wow, those guys really got around.
Jeez, it was the other way around because that's why Spain got Mexico area and Portugal got Brazil. That's why two are still speaking Spanish and Portuguese. Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. That's really interesting. Yeah.
Consequences of actions, boys.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Well, that's a good one, man. We should, if we had curious minds, we'd find out more about that war. But on to the next one.
That's more than enough.
We got plenty in the future to worry about. We're good.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know that. Very good, Eric. God,
have y'all ever met a Spanish military member?
What do you mean?
From Spain?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
But
Mexico,
I've met a lot of Guamanians. And they are, you can pick them out because they got that hyphen last name, the enormous last name, right? And they overcook for every outing. If you got a Guamanian in your unit, you'll be well fed. That's for sure. You'll be well fed. Awesome. Filipinos too. They overcook as well.
Anna, were you talking about people in the U.S. military that were from Spain? Or actual Spanish military member?
Actually, Spanish military. Because I met Japanese, Chinese.
Oh, you mean No.
From a foreign military.
Aussies.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've never met.
Guamanian.
Norway. Yeah. I've
never met a Spanish, nor have I seen. I don't think I've seen a Spanish.
They're military
member.
Oh yeah, I've seen them.
Really?
Yeah.
Eric is a man of the streets.
Are they scary?
I don't know. It sounds like there's a story behind that, Eric. He's like, oh, I've seen them.
No.
Well, that's about it.
They were in Panama.
Don't you dare scratch that surface.
Okay. All right.
They were in Panama.
Yeah.
Huh. That was the only place I've seen them and stationed the same place.
Huh.
Oh,
that's cool.
I was expecting a little more for that, but
no, that's it.
Hi. How you doing?
Isn't it more
hola? Hola.
Or ciao? I don't know.
I'm always fascinated between the language difference, like between Mexicans and they're like, oh, they speak real Spanish. You know, the Spaniards are the traditional Spanish. And I'm like, what's the difference? You know, is it pronunciation? Is it sentence structure? You know, what's the difference from the formal Spanish?
No rolling of the R's. Spanish don't roll their R's. The South Americans do. Yeah.
Really? Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. And they they don't say essay.
Missile warning wise, did you know Valenzuela at all?
No.
I didn't.
Oh, okay. One of her last assignments, we have Space Force reps and military representatives that go to DC and they're put in a pool and they're assigned to any congressman or house member or whatever. If they want to be on their staff have a military representative.
Okay.
She got to be one of those people. And then because she's a fluent Spanish speaker, they're like, oh, we need you to freshen up on your like scientific and mechanical space nerd style Spanish. And she got to go do a massive tour of South America. So 1 week she's sending me pictures. I was like, are you in Argentina? She's like, yep, here for the week. It's awesome. Except for the fact that they eat dinner at 9:00 and I'm freaking starving. And she's like, Chile's next week. I'm like, what the hell?
Wow.
Jeez.
That's
it's
cool
crazy. Yeah.
Espacio.
It was a good deal for her. I was like,
Hannah, did you ever get the ESL bonus?
Oh yeah.
No.
How come?
I don't speak Spanish.
How? You and Juan talk. Maybe you're just doing street stuff. I don't know what you're doing.
Not really.
I thought you did speak Spanish.
Heck no.
You're just cussing at each other.
I went to order diarrhea at a drive-through Mexican restaurant. I meant to say churro, you know, like the cinnamon.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I ordered chorro.
Oh,
Chorro is
that
diarrhea.
little sound. It's just
Spanish.
Wow.
I was like, yeah. And so I get up to the line. I was like, 2 churros. I get up to the line. And the lady
normally only one you order one is enough per person.
I'm like, thank you for my burritos and my churros. Whoopsies.
See, that's why English is a better language because we don't have any foods that sound like diarrhea.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's
There's some foods that taste like it, but don't sound like
that's true. That's true. Well, should we call that an end-up? That's a tight 48 minutes there. So
it's a tight night.
It's a tight night, and we can get back to puzzling and shots. So
there we go.
On behalf of
you do a shot per 5?
For every that'd be good.
Yeah, per 5 puzzle pieces you get in.
That would
do one shot. Okay, 10.
I would be.
I don't know what the criteria is.
Or
you just put pressure on yourself now, and that little shot sitting on the table would be like.
Sometimes it's an incentive. Sometimes it's a curse.
Yeah,
it's like drunk Monopoly. Drunk Monopoly is bad too.
Never played.
You get a shot before you go into jail, and you get a shot when you get out of jail.
Oh my gosh.
Can you think of how many times and how long that game is?
Yeah.
That's dangerous for some people, man.
I've rarely ever finished a Monopoly game sober. I can't imagine. Right. Just, I mean, I'm sure you get drunk and just like, okay, that's enough of this. So probably finish a bottle before you finish a Monopoly game.
Yeah.
All right.
Not even finish the Monopoly game.
Wake up, you got a Market Garden imprint on your forehead. You're like, what the fuck? Damn you, Marvin Gardens.
Take Connecticut. I don't care.
Baby blue socks.
Yeah.
Welcome to the slums.
So funny. Isn't that game so funny? You remember the colors with the freaking name of the stupid property?
Yeah.
I haven't played that in a long
Park
time.
Avenue.
I know. Yeah. So it's a sucker's bet to go for the railroads, but that's always a
utilities can pay off.
They never pay off. They never pay off.
Utilities does?
No, it doesn't.
If you own both.
Well,
10 times.
Waterworks and the electric company.
Yeah. One has a light bulb and one has a faucet.
It's pretty self-explanatory. Electric company. Clearly the faucet.
On that cough, on behalf of all of us here, I'd like to thank you for listening today. Please like, share, subscribe, and let us know how we did in the comments. Make sure next week that you are not late for changeover.
Right on, late for changeover.
Everyone, it's good to see you. Thanks for the week. And thanks to everyone listening and watching. And we'll see you next week.
Peace out, guys.
I did post an image of Eric. Next month, Eric's going to be gone a couple of weeks. Yes. And I did post an image of what his future plans look like in that chat.
Yes, he did. And I like it.
It is a video, and it's true to life. There's an orangutan out there that can drive and loves driving his golf cart around.
Well, let's see real quick.
And he is just cruising around this community. It is fantastic.
Damn it. I already shared that screenshot. So, all right, I'll have it ready for next week's episode.
That's awesome.
There you go.
Thanks, you guys. Have a good week, and we'll see you next week.
That's it.